Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. Solana pushed higher overnight. That was what we assumed in the last video as well, that it wasn't done yet based on the latest structure. You know that if you watch the last video, we always want to see 5 waves up. The last wave up had only 3, so it made sense to assume one more high. Still no sign that it wants to start a pullback. Solana overcame its recent initial signs of exhaustion, but very important, what we talked about is, yes, bearish divergences on the chart, absolutely, but the price always needs to confirm. So I always give you the levels against which you can trade on the long side, because remember, the trend is up. Yeah, the trend is up across the market basically, and we are holding above support levels. And Solana shows good strength right now. I think Bitcoin is coming down a little bit. Despite that, Solana is holding quite well. And you need a magnifying glass to see some kind of a red candle on the lower time frame. We've got the Solana conference running, I think, for the next few days still. So it could be that during this time the sentiment peaks and we might see a bit of a correction afterwards. That's the main question. You know, during a correction, during pullbacks in an uptrend, they normally present opportunities. At the moment, however, there's no sign it has started. So we want to take a look at that on the shorter time frames. We are now approaching the upper trend line, the upper boundary line of this ascending wedge pattern. It will be interesting to see if we break above it. Yes, these often break to the downside. So this is obviously a point of interest to watch it, but there is no guarantee it breaks to the downside, right? So I've seen it many times in crypto, and that comes with experiments. Experience. With experiments maybe as well, but it comes with experience that you need to know how the market behaves. So let me just phrase it like that. I would not be surprised if it breaks to the upside, because I've seen it many times in crypto that these potential bearish patterns that many people have on their charts, like here in ascending wedge, that when they break to the upside, it really has bullish implications. So we've seen it before. There's absolutely no sign that it wants to turn around here, but we'll see. That can turn around. You know, that can change at an instant. Not enough coffee this morning. That can change quickly in the crypto market. But yeah, we're watching this $36.50 level. We're going to zoom in on the lower time frame anyway in a minute. We're approaching now these 2 red lines. They are the next structural resistance levels. We've got around about $39.50. These 2 spikes from September and October last year, or November last year. And then we've got this significant previous resistance area at around $48. That is going to be quite meaningful. If we talk about a target for this third wave, which we also have on our lower time frame wave structure, then we are talking about typically at a minimum the 1.236 extension level. So let me put it onto the chart. That's basically around about $60. Okay, so that would be minimum expectation for this third wave. In crypto, yeah, what we would usually like to see is the 1.618 extension level. That's at $95, maybe even higher for this third wave. But that shouldn't be anything new to anyone who's been watching these videos. So that's sort of been the idea, that we are in a third wave rally. I can also add the 1.38 extension. That's at $70. So sort of, I would say, between 70 and 95 for this third wave would be reasonable. Bear in mind, it could also just be a B wave. Okay, what could play out here is a B wave, and it could lead to another low. So we just need to be mindful, of course, but that is what we're going to see after these wave counts diverge. So they are going to move together now. Is this a B wave or a wave 3? You will not see the difference until they will diverge from each other in the pullback afterwards. If this is a wave 4, which can then take us higher in a wave 5, we should see it hold a higher low. Very important. And then we'll need to see how this is subdividing. We talk about that on the lower time frame chart, but just to give you an idea that we are in an uptrend, okay? And you, as I said before, you want to have a core position if you are interested in trading a certain coin. Core positions typically are held, and you can trade around it, but you don't want to be that all-in, all-out person. That's just where strategy comes in. I mean, I can really only offer the analysis. In the membership, we talk about strategies as well, but I like the idea of scaling in, scaling out, scaling out in resistance. It doesn't harm to take some profits, But then that is so individual because it depends on what time frame are you trading. Are you trading this for the short term? You might have already taken profits. You might be happy with those profits. If you're trading this for the sake of going to all-time high, you certainly don't want to be an all-in, all-out person. But that's a highly individual decision. All you can really do in the analysis is to identify structure and to highlight that the trend is up against certain levels that we're going to talk about. And if a pullback shows an uptrend, it usually gives you the opportunity to scale up a trade. But yeah, that's sort of what we're watching now. Just we've now arrived at a key pivotal point, this ascending trend line. So let's take a look at the shorter time frame count, which is here, which also suggests we are in a third wave, as I just showed you. Okay, in an ideal world, this subdivides in a clearer 5-wave structure. So at some point there should be a pullback. Hasn't shown yet, unless you can see it. I can't see one. And I did highlight to you, yes, we see some initial signs of exhaustion. I think they obviously have been overcome, actually. And the relevant levels that I indicated to you that you can use to trade higher against, they haven't broken. Okay, so I always give you the relevant support levels that we need to see broken to confirm that this uptrend is over. And so far, these have all held. Okay, we're in an uptrend across the market. So let's zoom in. So the idea is that this here could still be a wave 1 of wave 3. In yesterday's video, we looked at the micro count. We talked about this as a 1, 2, 3, or 4, and a very much extended wave 5. We often see extended wave 5s in commodities. You wouldn't say normally Solana a commodity. Well, it's a cryptocurrency. In cryptos, these fifth waves can also extend. It's a little bit unusual. Normally, you see the third wave extend. Key is that the third wave is not the shortest, which it isn't. So I cannot rule out something more directly bullish here, which I said before. If we break out of this structure more directly, I have to assume we are already in the heart of this third wave rally. But again, we don't know that, okay? We don't know that. What is objective, though, are the fib levels, which I give you and have given you over the last few days that you can use to trade it higher against. They haven't been broken. Very important. So the very first structural level we said that would need to break to give us a signal that the trend is changing would be at $29.60. That was never touched. That wasn't even tested. Then the first fib level that is really relevant is $29.20. So they're very similar now. But now, obviously, with the latest high, I think we can use the wave 4 low here at $31.30 as key level. Against that level, we have to assume this topped. Yeah, because then it would invalidate this fifth wave extension. Yeah, a break below that level will be a very first level. If you would trade this very, very short term, then you can just use the last rally and take the 50% fib level. But it's a bit of this is just, valid on the microstructure level. So if we break below $34, that would be an early signal that this trend might break, a very early signal. But not reliable. Reliable would be it's the 50% fib level, and to a degree here this wave 4 low, because that would be invalidation of any further extensions in this wave to the upside. Yesterday we said, okay, we only saw 3 waves up of this wave 4 low, so we said one more extension is likely, and now we've got those 5 waves, okay, that we wanted to see. Again, it's an ideal spot to turn around, but that doesn't mean it will turn around. Just because a wave count is full doesn't mean the trend is changing. It just means we're watching. And we have to say, this extended in wave 1 beyond expectations, but then you shouldn't really say beyond expectations, or I shouldn't really say that, because we know that cryptos always extend. That's why I usually say in a third wave, micro counts are not so helpful. What is helpful is just to track support, which is what we're doing. So if you remember a couple of weeks ago, no, on the 21st, I've been telling you the trend is up in crypto. We assume that lows are in place. We're going to track supports, focus on higher until those support levels are breaking. Solana is still holding, but obviously it's very much overextended. It's pretty much getting overheated, 4-hour chart, overbought and bearish divergence. Daily chart does not yet show a bearish divergence, maybe a small one here. Maybe a small one here between the last swing highs, but that's not enough to say, it's bearish. It sort of is holding in the above 50 space, which is generally bullish. So they can stay embedded in these overbought ranges for a while. So I always say overbought. You can't really use overbought as a reliable signal in crypto. You can track divergences. but divergences always need to be confirmed by price. Price is really the only leading indicator, which is why I give you the relevant support levels that you can use. But yeah, I'm very much watching for a reversal, but so far it just hasn't shown yet. But it's a pretty full wave count. We can see a very clear 5 waves in wave 1. If a pullback shows, support is $20.40. But if we break above this trend line, then I gave you the next resistance levels to watch, and then I cannot rule out that we just go basically without deep pullbacks straight away in third wave to the targets I mentioned on the weekly chart. That's my update about Solana. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. If you're interested in the membership, every Sunday we cover coin requests and we talk about an educational topic in our member live streams. You get access to Discord and Telegram as well, educational content, and as a gold member, you get access to short-term market updates. If you're interested in stocks and shares and the S&P 500, check out our S&P 500 and stocks service. You can find the link also in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.